Welcome to the General Income Tax Workshop Preview. My name is Lisa Patterson, and I am the Program Manager for Tax Workshops. Joining me today are Catherine and Scott, our presenters. They're going to introduce themselves and tell you a bit more about our workshop.
Hi, I'm Catherine Osment, and I have been a CPA for 15 years. I earned my accounting degree from the University of Houston, Victoria, and currently have a location in Victoria and in Edna.
Hi, my name's Scott Youngblood. I'm a CPA and an attorney located in Pearland, Texas, which is just south of Houston. I've been a CPA for over 35 years and an attorney for the last 25 years. In addition to preparing every type of tax return there is, I also do tax litigation, set up and advise businesses, and I also do estate planning, which includes preparing wills, trusts, and doing probate work and tax for estates. And
Day one of the workshop, the general workshop, we're going to start out talking about related parties. We're going to spend quite a bit of time on the like-kind exchanges and the installment sales, which I've seen quite a bit of, especially the last 2 years. From there, we're going to move to the individual income tax issues, and spend some time there doing a high-level review of digital assets and some new legislation that's coming down in 2025. We'll also spend quite a bit of time talking about the energy credits and the credits related to clean vehicles. We're going to do a primer of the health savings accounts and looking at some of the Section 529 plans and how we report those. And finally, we're going to look at a couple of court cases regarding the cancellation of debt income and what we can expect from that in the upcoming years. Then we're going to break for a lunch.
And I will be picking up after lunch, and I will be starting with the IRS issues. We'll be looking at tax liens, the IRS business tax account and the tax pro account, e-filing requirements for information returns for clients, and the record retention requirements for clients and for tax preparers. And also we will end with going over taxpayer advocate service that you can use. And also we'll be looking at some tax scams that are out there. After that, I will go over some new legislation, and we're going to cover various subjects, which will include the BOI reporting that's new, and also the new employee retention credit rules that the IRS has recently published. After that, we will get into trusts and estates. Some of the subjects that we'll look at will be the cancellation of debt for estates, partial interest gifts, what constitutes a completed gift, and also grantor trust for estates, trusts and estates. And then after that, we will look at international tax issues. We'll take a look at Form W-7, how to get an ITIN number. We'll look at the foreign real estate investments, and also foreign gifts, and the FBARs. Then we'll break for the day, and then we will pick up the next morning. I will start the morning off going over limited liability companies. We will look at how LLCs are set up, and also how it affects the filing status, and along with the filing status that the company would have to have, whether they're a partnership, S corp, etc. Along with ownership changes and spouses owners, and how that affects your filing status also. We'll wrap up the section by looking at how to compensate members, or the different ways that you can get compensation, and include a discussion on self-employment taxes for the various types of business entities you can have. Finally, I'll wrap up the morning going over real estate rental activity issues. We'll look at what is rental income, what are the different types of expenses, which will include looking at depreciation on rent properties. Included in the discussion will be what is a repair and then what is capitalized and has to be depreciated. We'll also look at at-risk rules related to real estate and the passive activity loss limitations. Then we'll wrap it up. Before lunch, we'll be going over an example on how to report rental activities. And then we'll head to lunch, and then Catherine will pick up after lunch.
So after lunch, we're going to start with business tax issues, and we're going to spend quite a bit of time here talking about several topics: conditional and contingent debt obligations. We're also going to talk about business debt deductions and fringe benefits for small businesses. It's a competitive environment out there for small businesses to gain employees, so some of these things are really going to be topics of discussion in the upcoming years in your practice. We're also going to talk about the employer-provided child care credit and deductions for employer-provided meals and that oh so bad word now, entertainment. I'm also going to touch on the marijuana businesses and other illegal businesses, which is always a favorite section when I'm an attendee at these conferences. And finally, we're going to wrap that section up talking about the qualified commercial clean vehicles credit, which will kind of tie in to day number 1. From there, we're going to move to business entities and talk about pass-through entity tax, when that's applicable and how things pass through and affects your taxpayer. We're going to touch a little bit on the beneficial ownership interest reporting here as well, and also electing out of that centralized partnership audit regime. And we're going to wrap up the day with an overview of the agriculture taxes. We're going to talk about some of the elections that are specific for farm and ranch tax returns. We're going to dive a little bit into breweries, distilleries, and wineries, which is a really big business in the state of Texas now. We're going to talk about easements and some of those oil and gas interests that are oh so popular right now as well. And that will wrap up our day 2.
If you have any questions about this workshop or any of our workshops, please contact me. The QR code is listed on your screen, as well as my email, phone number, and our website. My email is lisa.patterson@ag.tamu.edu. My phone number, 979-393-0888. And then, of course, the workshop website is listed for you. We really look forward to seeing you at our workshops. Thank you for your time today.